Hello and welcome to our Sovereign Summit Masterclass, Mapping for Treasures. My name is Annabelle Hart and I'm the CEO and founder of Heart Awakening, an international best-selling author, medicine woman and teacher. And it is my absolute honor to share this powerful practice with you all today. This sacred ritual, the Egyptian womb or Hara grief release ritual, has been passed down to me from my mentor, Samantha J, who I've been working with for a number of years in becoming a facilitator of ceremonial cacao and the medicine wheel. So I am very incredibly grateful for your presence here with me today. And we have a lot to dive into. This is normally an experience that I guide over 4 weeks as part of a 6-month mentorship. And today we're going to see if we can fly through a fast track version of this within 2 hours. So bear with me as we embark on this journey together of self-discovery. I'm going to share my screen with you all now and introduce what we're here to explore today. So, as I mentioned, this is a unique voyage of self-discovery, and I'll be guiding you through the womb for women or Hara for men, and the elemental mandala, which resides within each of us, to uncover the wounds and wisdom that's buried within each of us. So through breath, movement, and sound, we'll be connecting with each element of the earth, the fire, the air, and the water, and journaling our discoveries as we flow. And this is really going to be a 2-part process today. So the second part, I'll be guiding us through an experience where we get to create a figurative fire and offer these wounds to the sacred flames, to Grandfather Spirit of the fire, and so that they can be alchemized into wisdom. So this can be a very playful, passionate, and also powerful experience, which offers multidimensional and multigenerational healing through personal, ancestral, and collective healing, which welcomes you to revolutionize your relationship both within yourself and with all. So it can be as deep a dive and as soaring high as you would like it to be. This is your unique experience that you get to create. So before we go on, please ensure that you have created a space where you're not going to be interrupted for the next couple of hours, and that you have space to actually express yourself freely, especially for part 2. So you want space for movement and also lying down. Ensure that you're wearing comfortable clothing so that you can allow for this movement and just be cozy in your body. Ensure that you have a journal and a pen with you, also some filtered water, and perhaps a crystal of your choosing. For me personally, rose quartz is calling out super strong for this particular practice. And if you feel to, I encourage you to create an altar that represents each of the elements. So underneath me here, I've actually created a beautiful altar to infuse into our space for this practice together today. And that includes representations of each of the elements. So with earth, it could be crystals. With fire, it could be a candle or incense. With the air, it could be some feathers. And of course, water. And you can see my little flowers over here in the background. That's my representation of the water element today. And if you like, you can actually create this as a really safe and sacred space for you to embark on this journey with the use of ceremonial cacao, or herbal tea is also welcome as well. So before I come back to this, I'm going to share another screen with you, and I'm going to invite you to take out your journal and your pen. And depending on the size of your journal, you may just like to draw this mandala that you can see on the screen here and then write your observations external to the mandala. Because for me personally, I receive so much insight with this practice. So sometimes I need at least one page, if not several, for each element, okay? Hence, writing it in the little sections of this mandala would just be limiting for me. So I prefer to draw it so that I have that visual to refer to, and so that I can help to really anchor that sacred geometry within my womb. I start to connect with it visually to anchor a deeper embodiment of these elements within my womb. Or men, for the Hara for men. So take a moment here to draw this mandala. You'll notice at the base of it, we have the earth womb and also the element of earth. To the right, we have the fire and the masculine spirit. Up above, we have the celestial womb and the element of air. And to the left, we have the feminine spirit and the water element. So I'm going to give you a moment to draw that out. And if you need to pause the video here, you're very welcome to. And coming back now to this little extra guidance that I've written out for us today, so that hopefully you can see this as you're tuning in with the practice. Because remember, this is a very in-depth exploration that you're exploring today. So, few notes to be aware of before we begin. As I'm guiding you into your body and into your breath, through your breath and into your body, you'll be breathing into and connecting with each element of your womb or Hara Mandala. Now, especially if this is your first time engaging with this practice, you might notice that actually you feel really dissociated or disconnected to the practice and or your womb or Hara, and perhaps even the elements too. So if this is your experience, especially if this is your first time, it's okay. I can absolutely relate from when I first started working with this. And it's actually, given the state of our personal, ancestral, and collective traumas that we carry within, as women especially, but also men, that we carry within us, it's no wonder that we sometimes feel dissociated and disconnected to this practice or to our womb and our Hara or the elements initially. I have worked with this many times now, and each time it just deepens my experience of the insights that stream in for me, both personally, ancestrally, and collectively. So this is why it's beautiful that you have access to this as often as you need. You can work with this practice. So as we breathe into our body and each of the elements, each section of our womb or Hara Mandala, we're going to start to observe and later journal any physical, any emotional, psychological, or energetic observances or sensations that we notice arise for us. Okay, so this could come through in different ways. Perhaps you see certain colors or patterns or pictures forming within your mind's eye. It could be that you just receive these sudden downloads of what your mother and your grandmother and your ancestors or the collective have experienced in each of the elements. It could come through with, instinctual, intellectual, or intuitive insights. So I invite you to just be open, just be curious to explore this practice. And then here below, we've got each of the elements, and I'll be guiding you through some questions that you can explore in relation to each of the elements and what's here for you. So we're going to begin first with a little breathing practice just to really ground us into this here and now moment and into our bodies and start connecting into our womb and our hara and the elements. And I would love to share this beautiful practice with you. It's known as triple womb breathing. You could also refer to this as like triple hara breathing for men. And I love this practice so much. It's one of my favorites and my absolute go-to. You can do this sitting down or standing up. I'll do it standing up today so that you can see me. And as a demonstration, you'll start with a downward pointing triangle over the base of your womb or hara. We'll be breathing here for some time, and as we're ready, we'll be inhaling, lifting the hands to the heart. As we exhale, we'll flip the hands pointing towards the sky. As we inhale, the hands reach above the head, still with that upward pointing triangle. As we exhale, we come back down to our heart. As we inhale, we flip, and exhale, traveling down to the womb or the hara. So it might feel a lot initially if you haven't practiced this with me before. Again, just follow your rhythm, trust your breath, trust your body. You can look to me for guidance. The main thing to be aware of is that as you're breathing in, your hands are lifting. As you're breathing out, your hands are anchoring. And always we're flipping our hands at our heart space, because this is the portal between the earth and the heaven. This is how we get to create this experience of heaven and earth weaved as one. This is my interpretation of it. So yeah, I invite you to get cozy in your body now, whether that be standing or sitting, whatever feels nourishing for you. And I'm going to play this piece of music. It goes for about 5 minutes or so. And you can start with that downward pointing triangle over the base of your womb, your hara, and begin breathing into your beautiful body.
Yeah, let's see.
Apologies about my speaker. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you, me, is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. Power of love is here now. Power of now is here now. Power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. Power of love is here now. Power of now is here now. Power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. Let the water wash away your tears. Let the fire burn away your fears. Let the wind blow into your life such faith and trust. Oh, let the earth hold you, take care of you, nurture you. Oh, the power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you, me, is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now.
power of you, me, is it to create magic on us? Power of love, power of now, power of you, me, is it to create magic on us? Power of love, power of now, power of you, me, is it to create magic on us? Let the water wash away your tears. Let the fire burn away our fears. Let the wind blow into your life such faith and trust. Oh, let the earth hold you, take care of you, nurture you.
So, for this next practice, part of the practice, we're going to begin breathing into the earth womb or Hara. And you can either lie down for this practice or you can sit up or stand up, whatever feels nourishing for you. And I'm going to show you some different mudras or hand gestures that you can explore for this part of the practice and for all of the elements. So if you are lying down, a simple downward pointing triangle over your womb or your Hara is sufficient. If you are sitting or standing up, you might like to interlace the fingers except for the indexes, point them together, bring the thumbs together at the top, and then create this mudra over your womb or your Hara. So that's if you're standing or sitting. This is if you're choosing to lie down, and the option is yours. So in a moment, I'll guide you through the earth element to begin with. You're connecting with that mudra, lying down, sitting up, standing, whatever feels comfortable for you. And you're simply holding that mudra and breathing into the floor or the base of your womb or your Hara. And that's connecting us to the earth element. I'm going to share this frame of questions for you to contemplate as you breathe into this section of your womb or Hara and connect in with this element, just so that if anything starts to stream through, by the time we come to journaling, you're ready to jot down those observations that arose for you. And you will have access to this as you're journaling. So don't feel like you have to remember these questions or contemplations. They're here just as a framework, okay? Because ultimately, whatever comes through for you, including that dissociation or disconnection, is perfect. So as we're connecting in with the earth element, we're acknowledging how safe did it feel for us to actually come to earth, to be here now. How safe does it feel for you to be in your body and connect with your womb or your Hara? How supported do you feel in your body, in your life, with your relationships, also work, career, finances, and also by our Mother Earth? Are you connected to your natural creative cycles? And for women especially, are you connected to your moon cycle? Are you able to easily ground your creative endeavors? And have you or any other families across multi-generations experienced hysterectomies, miscarriages, womb or Hara dis-ease? This could include endometriosis, cysts, prostate cancer, etc. And how prominent is fear or terror for you or your ancestral or even the collective experience? So that's the framework. I'm going to invite you to come into your body now, either lying down, sitting up, or standing, and connecting with those two mudras, either one of them that I've showed you just now. And this song is going to go for about 3 or so minutes. So just breathing into the base of your womb or your Hara, and just noticing what's here for you physically, emotionally, psychologically, energetically, and perhaps there's insight streaming in relation to that framework of questions that I've just named. Okay, I'm going to invite you to sit up now if you've been lying down, and perhaps come to sitting if you've been standing, and to take out your journal and just jot down any observations that you've noticed physically, emotionally, psychologically, energetically in breathing into your womb or your Hara, and particularly the earth element. You have here on your screen the contemplations to refer to if you need a little extra guidance or reminders of what may be presenting for you here and now. And I'm going to play a piece of music here, root chakra, to help you really anchor into that earth element as you journal here. So, if you're needing a little extra time to journal your observations, you can pause the video here, or you can actually rewind so that you can journey again with this root chakra music, just to really infuse that earth element into your body and your being and help cultivate even deeper insights to come through. And for those ready to continue, we're moving on to the fire element. So as a general overview, this is where we're tuning into contemplations in relation to, have you or any other family members across multi-generations experienced sexual abuse or rape? Is there a feeling of powerlessness within you or your ancestral lineages? Do you feel connected to your passion, your creative power, your pure sexuality? What does your inner team wish to communicate with you? And what is your relationship like with your inner masculine? So these are some contemplations to be aware of as we begin breathing into the right side of our womb or our hara and into the element of fire, connecting with that masculine spirit. Again, you can lie down, sit or stand, whatever feels comfortable for you, and work with either mudra that I showed you earlier on. And this next song is quite powerful. I find all of this music very fitting for me personally. So if any emotions start to stir with some of the words or the music, whatever's here for you, just observe, keep leaning into, if there's any tears that need to stream, or if there's anger that's surfacing, like let that come through your practice. You're in a safe and sacred space to express what's here for you.
My family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. Oh, I am light. I am light. I am light. Mm. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
So if you've been lying down or standing up, I invite you to come to a sitting position now and to begin journaling any physical, emotional, psychological, energetic observances, as well as referencing any of these questions here. And I'm going to play the solar plexus or Manipura chakra music for you now, and I invite you to really let this infuse through you and connect you even more intimately and powerfully to that fire element and your masculine spirit. So if you are needing extra time to journal with the element of fire, I invite you to pause the video here or even rewind so that you can listen to the solar plexus chakra music as you continue to journal. And when you're ready, we're going to continue with the element of air. So in this part of our womb or Hara Mandala, we're breathing into the top section of our womb or Hara for the element of air and connecting to that celestial womb. And some contemplations to be aware of here. Have you or any other family members across multiple generations experienced abortion, infertility, difficulty in conceiving or creating? Now, obviously, a lot of that relates to our female participants today. For brothers, this still is relevant for you in terms of if you feel or have experienced difficulty in creating and connecting to your ability to create. Do you easily connect with your inspiration and your dreams? These could be nighttime dreams, but it could also just be the ability to dream into being. Are you connected with your spirit self, or are you feeling that dissociation or disconnection to your higher self? How did it feel around the time of your conception? Was it a wholesome exchange of energy between your mother and father? What were the underlying thoughts, feelings, and emotions for your mother and or your father at the time of your conception? So again, either lying down, sitting, standing, connecting with either of the mudras that I've showed you previously. And this next piece of music that I'm going to play for you is a series of mantras connecting with Om Tare, Tu Tare, Tu Re Soha, which essentially is calling forth liberation from suffering. And it also later on interweaves Om Mani Padme Hum and that particular mantra, which is really a lot about cultivating compassion. So especially given that we're working with the element of air, which does connect us to our heart chakra as well. It connects us to that compassionate self, that curiosity, that childlike spirit. With that, I invite you to either breathe or sing with that experience of compassion for you, your mother, your grandmother, your ancestors, the collective at large, whatever is surfacing here for you. So as you breathe into the air element of your womb or Hara, you can also choose to chant along with this one, especially if it's familiar for you or feeling comfortable for you to explore that. Otherwise, it's fine just to continue breathing into that space. And the reason I suggest singing and chanting along is because we're starting to activate that throat chakra, and this is very much connected to the air element as well. So coming into whatever position is nourishing for you and beginning to breathe into the air element. So I invite you, if you've been lying down or standing, to come to a sitting position as we begin to journal with the air element of our womb or Hara, and any observations that have been streaming in for you. And I share with you now the throat chakra music to really infuse that air element connection. if you are needing a little extra time to journal with the element of air, you can pause the video here. You can rewind so that you have that throat chakra music infused into your practice as you continue to journal. And for those of us ready to continue, we are approaching now the left side of our womb or Hara and connecting in with our feminine spirit through the water element. So some contemplations to be aware of as we connect in with this now. Have you or any other family members across multi-generations experienced emotional abuse, heartbreak, which could include grief, and abandonment? Do you reject or receive your feelings, your emotions, your intuitive insights, and also your creative energy, as well as your sensual self? And what is your relationship like with your inner feminine? Here we're also connecting in with the inner child. So what is it that your inner child wishes to communicate with you? And is he or she feeling connected to their innocence, their purity, and their tenderness? Often if we've experienced physical, which could be sexual abuse or even just emotional abuse, that sense of innocence, purity, and tenderness can often be very suppressed. So again, all the music that I have chosen for this practice today is very intentional. This next one really helped me stream with my tears the other day when I explored this practice yet again for myself. So if any emotions should arise, whether it's anger, whether it's sadness, whether it's joy, whatever's here for you, please let it flow freely through you. And know that in a moment, when we come to part 2 of this practice, we'll be able to explore that in a much more rich and embodied elemental expression. So either sitting, standing, or lying down, connecting with one of the mudras that I've demonstrated earlier, you can begin breathing into the left side of your womb or Hara, connecting in with your feminine spirit, that inner child self, and the water element. into a sitting position now, and we're going to begin journaling with any physical, emotional, psychological, energetic observances that have come through as we connected and continue to connect with the feminine spirit, the inner child self, and the water element. We've got these questions here to refer to on the screen if you need as well. Okay, if you are needing extra time to journal, please pause the video here or rewind so that you can receive the sacral chakra music as you continue to journal. When you're ready to continue, And come back here to our womb or Hara Mandala, because this is part 2 of our practice today, where we're going to bring in a little bit more playfulness for this, because very likely many of you have surfaced some significant wounding that's residing within your womb or Hara Mandala. And this could be in relation to your personal, ancestral, or even the collective consciousness. So I believe it's really important that we shimmy shake this shit out, okay? And so we can work with the element of fire in particular through elemental expression to help us alchemize these wounds into wisdom. It's going to feel a little bit more liberating in your bodies, because right now you've probably surfaced some significant traumas that have been laying dormant within you. Maybe some you're aware of, maybe others you're not quite. And so whatever's come up for you during this practice, this is our opportunity to really embody these elements that live and breathe within each of us. And when we connect with these elements more intimately, we can actually harness their gifts as a way to alchemize these traumas into treasures. So this is something that I am super passionate about in a personal and professional experience. So we're actually going to create a figurative fire today through our body, through our elemental expression. We'll be beginning with the element of earth, just as we have done with our journaling of our womb or Hara Mandala. And when we're connecting with the earth, this is like, imagine that you're out hunting and gathering. You're collecting all these elements of nature to create a fire. So like rocks around in a circle to create a fire pit, maybe some big pieces of wood, maybe some little pieces of kindling, like whatever comes through for you. This is kind of that, like, yeah, we're connecting to the earth. We're getting our hands dirty, you know. We're really grounding into our bodies and into the heart and the womb of Gaia, Mother Earth herself. And so together we're going to be building and creating this figurative fire. And then, and I've got music to guide us through all of this, but I just want to give you an overview now. Then we're going to connect in with the fire. And this is like, we're starting to ignite this fire. We're starting to connect in with our passion, with our power. You really might want to be very expressive in a sexual or even sensual way. It's like tapping into that inner wild child, you know. With earth, I just want to go back a moment. This is where you might want to like stomp the earth and just like really let it come through you, okay? Fire, again, just like passionate, powerful expressions. This is, if any anger's here for you, don't be afraid to let that come like up and out of you. Scream, yell, punch, like safely. Maybe just a pillow or like your bed. And if you need to scream into a pillow in case you've got people in the other room, then just work with the anger. Don't let it reside within you. You can alchemize it into joy, but it means that we need to express it in a safe and constructive way for ourselves and those around us. Now, as we connect into the air element, so there's kind of two parts to this. If you imagine you're creating a fire, you're going to breathe your life force energy into the embers of those flames to further ignite them. So that's part one. We're really like breathing our life force energy into that fire to further ignite it. But we're also calling on that wind element, helping it to, just further fuel those flames. And the other part to this is actually opening your throat chakra through sighing, through sounding, through singing, through chanting, through your voice. You're going to start to literally like offer that which you're releasing, these wounds, these traumas that you've been carrying personally, ancestrally, collectively, release those, give it to the fire. This is your offering to the fire. And in offering to Grandfather Fire Spirit, we're asking for his support in alchemizing this wounding into wisdom, these traumas into treasures. And we will start to soften down through the water element to complete. So this is going to be an experience where you're connecting in with your sensuality, you're connecting in with your gratitude, your compassion for yourself and for all those in your family lineages and also in the collective field who, like those who may have hurt you, having compassion for yourself in those moments where you felt powerless to stand up for yourself or to protect yourself, having compassion for them, because hurt people. So if they've hurt you, then how much are they hurting inside themselves? And often very subconsciously, they're not often consciously aware of how much pain they're actually in. So doing our best here to cultivate compassion first and foremost for yourself, and then extending that to your family lineages, to the collective consciousness, and even those who you have felt hurt by, perhaps those that you have hurt as well. This is also where we're tapping into gratitude for what a gift it is to have these wounds be alchemized into wisdom, to have these traumas be alchemized into treasures. And the gift that you are alchemizing this for your family lineages, for generation after generation who have carried this pain. You're alchemizing it into pleasure and prosperity. And you're letting that ripple out into the collective field. It's fucking phenomenal. So please be proud of yourself for doing this work, for leaning into the pain and letting it come through you in a really healthy, constructive way to be alchemized through unconditional love for all of you, but also for all of those that surround you, for all beings, essentially. With the water element, you can start connecting in with your childlike self, that curiosity, that playfulness, that inviting in that pleasure, that prosperity, the abundance. And as I mentioned before, your sensuality as well. You're welcome to explore, being high, like standing on your feet for this practice, being down close to the earth for the practice, fast movement, slow movement, whatever's here for you is okay. I will probably try and stay standing for majority of it, unless my body really calls me to ground, in which case you may or may not see me with the screen and where it's at. And let go. Like, nobody can see you right now, so let loose. Don't be too swelled up in what you might look like, especially if you're not used to letting yourself shimmy and shake shit out. Please go there. It is so liberating. The other thing is, it's escaped me, so I'll let you know if it comes in. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so I might even leave this. I might leave this here for us. You'll still be able to see me in the background, no doubt. I think we're ready. So, as I said, we're going to start with grounding in through the earth element. Be sure to connect with your breath the whole way through this. Ah, yes. Just while it's here, I remembered If you notice yourself becoming stagnant or rigid in any particular movements, just see if you can get a little bit creative and try and shimmy shake some of that stagnancy out of your body and your being, because even that is a teacher showing us how we're getting stuck in these patterns, these programs, which have often been passed on from generation to generation. So now is the time to liberate yourself and your family lineages and the collective consciousness of those patterns and programs playing out, often from a very fear-based place.
Feet on the earth, supported by her. I'm safe in this body I am. Feet on the earth, supported by her. I'm safe in this body I am. Feet on the earth, supported by her. I'm safe in this body I am. Feet on the earth, supported by her. I'm safe in this body I am. Feet on the earth, supported by her. I'm safe in this body I am. Feet on the earth, supported by her. I'm safe in this body I am. I'm safe in this body I am. I'm safe in this body I am. Feet on the earth, supported by her. I'm safe in this body I am. Feet on the earth, supported by her. I'm safe in this body I am. I'm safe in this body I am. I'm safe in this body I am.
So we're coming in now to connect with that fire. really igniting that passion, that power. This is an opportunity to take back your power if you have been feeling powerless within your personal or ancestral lineage.
Ana ekias etasias, kurkisiam, lesiakash, kurkas, dinsia, ama ekasa e ala ekiashas.
starting to ignite this fire now, connecting in with that air element, the wind, your life source energy. Making that final offering to the fire. Shimmy, shake the shit out. It's time for you to liberate, validate, and regulate.
Calling on a wind song, calling on a wind song. Wind song calls, but I've been away, and I've been away, and I've been away from you so long. Ooh, and I've been away, and I've been away, and I've been away, and I've been away for so long. And you, have you been away too? Have you been away too long to hear her call? The wind song calls a song. And you, and you, and you, to you she calls. And the cool rain falls, and falls, and falls, and falls to calm it all. I can hear her calling, sometimes so strong. I can hear her call from within my bones. She calls me home. Hey, na na mama, she calls. 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 She calls. She calls. Wind songs, bird songs, cloud song, whale song, and the moon calls till the sun calls, and the stars they call and call and call us all. Wind song calls a song. And although I've been away, and although I've been away, and although I've been away, I can hear her calling. She's calling. She calls. She calls. She calls me. Won't you call her too? She calls too. she goes. Hey, she goes. And although I've been away, and although you've been away, and although we've been away from you.
So we're going to start connecting in with the water now.
I went down to the river. I needed to hear her sing, and I asked her to wash away this heavy feeling. I've been carrying the world on my shoulders. I've been meeting everybody's needs, and somewhere in the middle I lost track of me. And the river, she said, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Everything is gonna be okay. Give yourself some love today. I'm a woman who knows I am worthy of the best. So much fire and go that I sometimes forget to rest. I've been burning my candle at both ends, getting caught up in my masculine. My soul is yearning for water, less yang, more yin. And the river, she said, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Everything is gonna be okay. Give yourself some love today. Finding balance between giving and receiving. All bringers of light needs time for being. And the river, she said, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Everything is gonna be okay. Give yourself some love today.
And one more final song.
Do what you have to do.
Water.
Say what you have to say. Feel your heart and trust your soul. They know the way. Follow what feels good. Those subtle little clues. Listen to your belly that is always speaking to you. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips. If you would only reach a little further in. Everything you're looking for, the pieces of your puzzle, all the love you seek, it is right there at your feet. She's calling for your light, the goddess on the rise. Strip away all your protection and open your eyes. Heaven is on earth in every breath you breathe, anchoring a new vibration, a new way to be. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips, if you would only reach a little further in. Everything you're looking for, the pieces of your puzzle, all the love you seek, it is right there at your feet. And it's up to you to decide. Will you stand by the sidelines or join the ride? Stop waiting for someone to give you permission. Only you can make the decision. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips, if you would only reach a little further in. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips, if you would only reach a little further in. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips, if you would only reach a little further in. There's a waterfall of wisdom at your fingertips, if you would only reach a little further in.
So I'm going to invite you to come lying down, and if you do have that rose quartz crystal or any other with you, you're welcome to place it on your heart or on your womb or your hara, wherever feels nourishing for you now. And we're going to start to connect in with our breath, in with our body, and really breathing into our womb or our hara, and just allowing all that we've surfaced, all that we've shifted to assimilate in our beings, to cultivate that compassion for our personal, our ancestral, and our collective journey. And I invite you to receive this next piece of music and the mantras as that cleansing waterfall. Let it wash through your being from your crown to your toes. Let it refresh, rejuvenate, and restore you into your most whole and pure self. you to breathe in now to the fullness of your heart. And as you breathe out, release the breath into the heart and womb of Mother Earth. Allow each breath to awaken you into your beautiful body, into the space surrounding you now. As you begin to cool your awareness back into this here and now moment. As you breathe into your body, I invite you to instinctually, intellectually, intuitively listen and honor and act in accordance with what your body is asking of you now. Maybe you need to stretch your hands above the head, reaching out long and tall, pointing your toes and flexing your heels. Maybe you need to wrap your arms around your heart and cocoon your heart in a hug. Maybe you're needing to pull your knees towards your chest and wrap your arms around you and begin massaging your back and your belly as you draw circles with your knees together. Welcome to explore the movement or the stillness as long as you need. When you feel ready, you can roll over onto one side and let yourself rest there for a moment. Feel yourself cradled by the earth like a baby in the womb. Feel yourself safe and sound. You can gently lift yourself into a sitting position. And I invite us to bring our hands together now in prayer pose at Anahata, the heart chakra. And let's be here for 4 full deep breaths together. We honor one another for sharing this powerful practice with each other together today. Giving gratitude and honor to yourself and your ancestors, the collective consciousness. Giving gratitude to all the personal, ancestral, and collective healing that is unfolding within you now. And finally, we bring our hands to the third eye and we bow our head with namaste, honoring each other today and always, in all ways. So before we close today, I would love to just leave you with a little bit of an integration. So as we acknowledged at the beginning of this practice, this is normally a 4-week journey where I guide you to deeply embody the elements within your womb and your hara, within your body and your being, so that you can commune more closely with the elements around you. And this 4-week course is also part of a 6-month mentorship with me. So it's a really deep dive. And today we've explored it as a fast track experience within 2 hours. So please take loving, tender care of you. If you find that you need to continue journaling, if you need to let out some anger still, please do so constructively. If you need to hold yourself to let the tears stream, please let yourself flow with those emotions simply as energy in motion. If you're feeling really liberated and joyful, let yourself dance, be playful, be creative, let it flow through you as well. If you are needing additional support after this experience to digest what may have surfaced for you on a personal, ancestral, or collective level, then please do feel welcome to reach out to me. You can book a free connection call with me, which goes for about 15 minutes or so, where we can just unpack together a little of what's come up for you and then create an experience moving forward that's really going to nourish your needs. Because as many times as I've dived into this myself, I have found it to be very powerful. And it continues to amaze me the way it evolves and deepens in my body and being. If you're someone like me who felt quite disconnected and dissociated from it the first time, don't lose heart. That's okay. Very natural and normal, in fact. So you have access to this. Please tune in with it as often as you need. If you're needing a little extra guidance on how to break through those barriers of feeling dissociated and disconnected, again, reach out to me. We can have a free connection call and explore this deeper. I feel that is all. Drink plenty of water, please. Yeah, and with your altar, just take a moment to give thanks to all the elements, both within you and around you, that have supported this flow today. And I thank you, each of you, for being present with this practice, for exploring it with me. And yeah, please do take loving, tender care of you. And bountiful blessings to you each. With that, we are complete. So I will stop the video here, and I thank you for all your support, for all your presence, and all your love.